Today we review some successful economic crime use cases, and to do so I will use as reference use cases from FinCEN to share 4 financial crime related use cases that have been successfully prosecuted. The aim of this video is to highlight that in practical terms our work in financial crime prevention can bring important results, and by the end of the video you will also learn where you can source many more economic crime use cases should you need them to support the work that you do. But before we dive into it, if you are finding valuable this video, make sure you subscribe to FinCrime Agent and press the thumb up. This will make it super easy for you to discover new videos from my channel, and it will allow me to create more content for you. Now, with the housekeeping done, let's jump right into today's video. Hi and welcome to FinCrime Agent. This is my YouTube channel where every week I publish new videos to boost your awareness about AML and financial crime prevention. Every year, FinCEN, the US Financial Crime Enforcement Network, honors successful prosecutions at the Law Enforcement Awards event. These awards recognize law enforcement agencies who successfully prosecuted criminals using financial institutions' reports and show the financial sector the value of reporting to law enforcement. As mentioned in the intro, I'm now going to cover 4 economic crime use cases that I've selected from the FinCEN portal, and the selected cases are only a tiny sample, of course, of the successful cases completed by law enforcement. And yes, they are a few years old, but I'm sure you can see that they're still very relevant. So my objective here is to use those economic crime use cases to show you in practical terms how the work that is done by all of us in financial crime prevention can support law enforcement and actually make a difference. Okay, enough talk done, let's bring up the first use case, which is focused around money laundering. In December 2002, the New York office of the Bureau of Immigration and Customs Enforcement's El Dorado Task Force detected a pattern of suspicious financial transactions undertaken by a company in the New York area. The company was recognized as a South American money exchange business with many bank accounts in New York, and the inquiry discovered that multiple firms and people were using the black market peso exchange to launder money from immigrant smuggling in violation of money laundering. The agents recognized 5 co-conspirators who were allegedly engaged in structuring cash payments into at least 2 bank accounts via the use of third-party and payroll check deposits. Following that, the money were distributed to additional businesses and people in the Southeast and Southwest. Agents of the Bureau of Immigration and Customs Enforcement arrested the principal target in the autumn of 2003 for a licensed money service business and money laundering. The investigation and suspicious activity reports that were filed revealed that the criminals structured over $500,000 in third-party and payroll checks into 2 of his individual accounts and then wired the cash to other locations around the United States. The United States Attorney's Office in Newark, in New Jersey, and the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, used reports that were submitted under the BSA to assist assemble the biggest Medicaid fraud case in the nation's history as of 2000. During these multi-agency investigations, which included both the FBI and the FDA as well, it was discovered that a New Jersey pharmacist had defrauded the Medicaid programs by obtaining Medicaid numbers and prescription slips through fraudulent means and then falsely billing federal and state medical assistance programs for prescription items that were never dispensed. Reports filed under the BSA, which are SARS, helped investigators piece together their case, and when the principal focus of the investigation turned out also to be cooperative defendants, the detectives were able to bring 3 other related cases to a successful conclusion. A total of $5.5 million in fraud profits that the subjects laundered via multiple bank and investment accounts have been recovered by the government using the forfeiture process that is available in money laundering cases, according to the Department of Justice. Before we move into the next session covering a corruption-related economic crime use case, I want to invite you to leave your feedback in the comment of the video down below to please let me know if you would like to see more examples of economic crime use cases in the future. Also, remember to check the description of this video to find links and references from my research on economic crime use cases. In there you will also see a link to my Patreon page where you can offer me a coffee if you wish and support the development of my FinCEN agent project. And back to the video now to cover the next use case, which is focused on corruption. Investigators analyzing a corrupt politician's financial records discover multiple instances of structuring in a case where he extorted money from his people. In reality, the defendant was the subject of 3 separate SARS documenting unusual transactions. The official was accused with many counts of structuring and other offenses by the prosecutors. In return for his support of planning variances on properties, the official extorted approximately $100,000 from 3 people in his area. On multiple instances, the jury decided that the defendant framed certain financial transactions in order to avoid the reporting obligations. When the defendant requested extortion money from victims, he said he needed to share the money with his colleagues, elected officials, in order for the legislation to succeed. After seeing deposits totaling several $100,000, the employees from the bank started to be alarmed, and there was not a single deposit that was over the $10,000 limit. In an apparent effort to avoid currency transaction report, a second bank filed a SAR on checks cashing activities total for $15,000 over many days. A third bank filed many SARs based on over $400,000 in transactions between the defendant and a business partner over the course of 3 months. Extortion, wire fraud, failure to submit tax returns, and various charges of financial transaction structuring were all found against this elected person. A search warrant discovered $1.8 million in undeclared income in a closet in a case launched by SARS. The defendants earned the money legitimately, but they set up a method to turn it into cash in order to avoid taxes. SARS revealed that one of the defendants routinely cashed checks under $10,000 to evade the reporting obligations. Agents of the law obtained evidence to justify a search warrant for the defendant's home and company. During the search, approximately $2 million in cash from the tax evasion operation was discovered. The defendant companies made most of its gross profit from a customer. One of the defendants cashed most of the client's checks and other checks in increments under $10,000. The cashed business checks were never noted on any business bank statement. One of the defendants went to the bank multiple times per week to pay personal checks rather than company checks. In 3 months, the defendant cashed about $500,000 in checks and many checks per day. During a 3-year period, the defendant cashed checks totaling over $3 million. For the purpose of completing their tax form, the defendant only gave their tax accountant a handwritten overview of their company and oral declarations, neither of which show their true revenue. The summary excluded all checks cashed by the defendant from the client company from the total revenues. The defendant pleaded guilty to tax violation, admitting they understated their business gross revenue for multiple years, resulting in over $500,000 in lost revenue for the government. Those use cases that we have reviewed today are sourced from the official FinCEN portal, where many more can be found for you to use if you need them for perhaps your day-to-day job. So this is where you can go if you are keen to discover more economic crime use cases as published by FinCEN. And with that, we are at the end of today's video. If the video was useful to you, you can show your appreciation and support my channel by subscribing to FinCrime Agent and press the thumb up on the video. Also, remember to check the description where you can find useful links and references as mentioned in the video, including how to become part of my community on patreon.com/FCAgent. And lastly, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and until next time, see you soon.